Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Of course you know I'm La-Nisa King, and we have been doing a book series called Walking Through the Storm book series, but the title for today's message is Waiting for What God Promised. Again, waiting for what God promised you. So this series is all about walking through the storm. We want to talk about what does that mean. When we come back, I'll share a little bit more with you so you can gain some more understanding about those words. Thank you so much. Well, we are back, and I said that I would answer that question as to what does walking through the storm mean? Walking through the storm. This means that you're getting to the other side and you will not be consumed by the enemy. There's a process that we will go through before the promise comes. Today I'm going to make a couple of points and then I'll release the one key at the end. So let's begin. In Psalms 130 verse 5 in the King James Version, it says, I wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and his word do I hope. So I'm going to be very transparent with you about what you'll face during the waiting period. So get your spirit prepared because we're going to dive right in right now. So point number one, Satan will bring so many distractions while you are waiting for God to release the promise to you or to give the promise to you. Why does he do this? Why does he bring the distractions? For me, it was all about avoiding, destroying, or canceling God's promise by getting me off course. He wanted to stop my calling, my assignment. During this time, everything was tested, guys. Everything was tested. My faith in God, what I believed about God, his word, me trusting him as my father, as my king, my intimacy with him, my worship, my entire relationship with God was tested. So now I want to give you the distractions. What kind of distractions he brings? These distractions are designed to cause you to go backwards or abandon the faith. I will give you 4 of them right now. Discouragement, number 1. Number 2, doubt. Number 3, wrong thinking. Number 4, speaking negative things about your life. And number 5, murmuring and complaining. So now I want to paint you a picture for you right now of what these distractions look like in a person's life. Some of you heard that still small voice of the Lord, the Holy Spirit. He released the promise to you, and he wants to give you the promise that he wants to give you on the other side of the storm. Now you begin the journey and you're waiting on the promise. Many days pass by. The first month, the second month, now you're into the 5th month, and you still don't see what God promised to give you. Now the enemy think he's so smart. He begins to bring evil devices like discouragement. But this thing will literally drain everything you've built as a believer when you begin to feel this way day after day. It will tear down the building blocks, your foundation, if you walk down this path. And then you will begin to doubt his word and essentially God himself, who he is. All these wrong thoughts will begin to cloud your mind. That's number 3, the wrong thinking, all these wrong thoughts. Here are some of the thoughts that people think during this time. God doesn't care about me. That's why I can't hear him. I've done something wrong. That's why I'm here, but I don't know what it is. God put this sickness on me to teach me a lesson. He doesn't love me. Wow, how far from the truth this is. Consequently, this leads you to speaking the very lies that Satan is telling you. Now, this becomes very, very dangerous, a very dangerous place to be, because Satan wants you to become hopeless. He wants you to lose your faith. This is where you will have to stop the enemy right in his tracks, or else you will not return from this. You cannot allow this to happen to you. You cannot speak against the promise that God gave to you, or his word that he spoke to you. You cannot afford to negate the promise that God gave to you by complaining and murmuring and speaking negative things about your life. Point number 2. So on page 52 of my book, don't try to speed up the process by helping God out. Don't do that. This is when you step into your own strength. I say this on page 52 of my book, the second paragraph. It says, the product of impatience and carnal impulse is hostility. You cannot solve your own problems by going ahead of God. When you're not willing to wait on God, you will only aggravate the situation. You will literally create an Ishmael because you want the promise to happen right now. Remember, you do not want to cause further delay of the promise or many more headaches. You are waiting long enough as it is. This is what Abraham and Sarah did. That was their mistake. And it prolonged the promise for coming to pass in their lives. Point number 3. Embrace your waiting period. God needs to work on some things in your life before the promise is released. I want to make sure that you take time to read through my book. I specifically need you to read the information in chapter 4, Waiting for God, pages 49 through 57. You must be encouraged right now and know what God is doing during the storm and your waiting period. So to get more information on that, please read chapter 4. Read that information. Point number 4, you're going to gain so many beautiful qualities because God is going to build your character during this time as you wait patiently on him for the promise. God will build the following things in your life. First, your character. Then patience. And he will build stability. And these are not all. You got to read the book to get so you can get more. So on page 54 of my book, I talk about this in detail. He builds your character because he wants to be able to trust you in any given situation such that your response will be good and pleasing to him. This is different from your reputation. Your reputation is what others see and think about you, but your character is who you really are. It's the decisions that you make when no one is looking, when no one is around. He increases your patience. That was number 2. This is another trait he's building in you. So on the bottom of page 53 and the top of 54, of my book, I say this. Patience is something we all need. How you act while you wait is what God is interested in. He wants to see if you believe him no matter what it looks like. He wants to see that you know that he knows what's best for you in your life. He's not interested in the pouting, the temper tantrums, and he's interested in the faith that you have no matter what it looks like or what's going on in your life. And then He builds stability, stability. So on page 52, the bottom paragraph, the last paragraph there, I say this in my book. And so we're going to go there right now. We're talking about stability. God gives you stability when you wait. You will not be shaken. When you cast your cares on God, He will make sure that you stand on firm ground, in the right mind, and strong in spirit. God makes us mature and complete during this time as well. And that was again found on page 52 at the bottom of my book, the last paragraph there. So we come to this. The fifth key that I want to release to you today is having faith to believe God. And we want to go into much more detail than what I can share with you today, because it's going to really make my video much longer than I wanted. But I will. On next week, we can pick right up and talk more in detail about having faith to believe God. So listen, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos with family, friends, neighbors. When you like the video, YouTube is going to share it with more individuals that are looking for help walking through their storm. So please help me reach my goal, my 4-month goal of getting that 1,000 subscriber group, that audience that I'm looking for. So spread the word about my goal and the channel and my book. I will be able to minister more deeply with those, my 1,000 audience, my 1,000 subscribers in more detail. I will also be able to open up a merchandise shop to sell my t-shirts like the one that I have here, Walking Through the Storm. And then also I can sell CDs online, my music CDs that I have, the one that I actually completed. And then I can sell some other things, like do a live song that of the recent ones that I wrote and I'm practicing right now. I can do live streams. I can use the community tab that I don't have right now, but it's a tab that I can give you quick information with what's happening right now. And guys, I can do so much more. Well, I want to say God bless you and keep you. I love you so much, and I thank you so much for sticking with me and watching these videos and learning from the Holy Spirit. I love you. Talk to you soon. Bye.